Hi, in this video I'm going to show you Ecover Graphics Pro, how to use these templates and combine them with Ecover Authority to create some great looking e-covers. So the first thing I'm doing here in the video is downloading the templates that come with the purchase, and you can purchase 60 with the first offer, and then there is an offer of 100 after that. I did buy the 60 and the 100, and what I will do is go ahead and use those over and over again for different reports, e-covers for things like products, and it just gives me an easy way to get a layout that's somehow different instead of reusing the same layouts over and over again or trying to be creative. I've got all these templates that I can just plug in. So in this video I'm going to show you how I used one to quickly create an e-cover in about 15 minutes. So something you should know is they come in Photoshop format. As you can see on the screen, I'm opening them up now in GIMP. So you don't have to have Photoshop. You can use GIMP and open it up. The only issue with using GIMP is that you can't directly edit the text that comes into the program. So what you'll need to do is basically delete the text that's there and then recreate your own. But you've already got a layout and a size approximation of how you would like it, so it's really easy to duplicate, and then you can use your own fonts or find fonts that are similar to what's in the e-covers already. So it allows you to redo that quite easily even if you don't have Photoshop. And so even on the sales page they say you need Photoshop for that, but you don't. You can use GIMP. So I'm going to show you in a run through here with a specific e-cover that I spotted before I got them, in knowing that I wanted to use that to create a certain e-cover. So first thing I had to do was kind of open them all, and I recommend you open about 10 at a time into GIMP. So you just kind of click on the first one and then hit shift and then click on the bottom one, and that will allow you to open multiple e-covers or any kind of graphics files at once. Once you've opened them once, you can see the preview of them. As you saw just a moment ago as I was clicking through, you could see the preview on the right hand side. So what I'm doing now is opening up about 15 so that I can find the one that I was wanting to actually edit and use to create an e-cover. So while those are opening, I can also share with you that you'll want to have a source of your own images and graphics. If you go to appsumo.com and subscribe to their email list, they do a special for deposit photos for 100 photos for, I think it's $40, and it's a really good deal because you get every size of image, and you can get vector images, which are like cartoons, and regular photos, pretty much of anything you want. And so you can recreate a lot of these e-covers and make them look different so that they're not, you know, that light bulb that just came up on the screen, you could replace that with any kind of little image and make a different e-cover based on the same layout. Now the layout I picked was this one that says Fit Dogs Live Forever, and all I needed to do was click on that little eye next to it in the layer section, and I made those dogs disappear. And what I wanted to do was bring in an image that I had from Deposit Photos that fit for the e-cover I wanted to do. The e-cover I want to do has nothing to do with dogs. It's for my fitness site. So as you see, when I pulled in the image, I couldn't see it at first, and so what you need to do is click on that image and then use little arrows. There's an up arrow that is on the bottom of all of these layers that made it move up in layers so that it was visible. Basically, if it's below a layer, it's going to be not able to be seen because that layer is covering over top of it. So in this one, I'm just bringing it up to the top layer, moving it around, and placing that wherever I want it. And that's just something I quickly pulled from Deposit Photos. And this one was a quick e-cover to kind of demonstrate how this can be done. Yeah, I would maybe take a little bit more time later, but I really did like this one and it seemed to fit really well. So another thing I'm doing here in the video is picking the color. So where that says fit dogs, I want it to say fit moms, because that's the premise of the report I'm going to be doing. So, but I wanted to keep the colors, just kind of keep it, make it easy to replicate. I decided to keep that color. I'm going to use the font that's the same as the one on my site. So I have a site font and I'm going to match that up, and I'll use that. That's Forest Black Blocks. And so then I just replace that. As you can see, it's very small font to start because this eCover template is a really large size. So the font needed to go up to, I think, 260 in order to fit across there. So all I need to do then is just go through, replace all the text that I want, and have that be replaced with the text that I want for the eCover. Okay, so once I've got all the editing done, what I'm going to do now is save it and bring this into Ecover Authority. So the reason why I don't use Ecover Authority to create it is for a number of reasons. One of them being the editor in there is not very good. It's clunky and it's hard to use, and it just doesn't allow you to do editing very easily. I know GIMP does have a learning curve, but once you get in there and use it, it's a lot easier. And once you have an eCover that you've created in GIMP, you can use it in your PDF. You can use it to create other graphics that go with that report. So maybe you want to use something for Facebook. You can easily edit that versus spending the time to generate it in Ecover Authority just for an eCover and then needing other graphics to continue to promote. So what I do in here is just go in and pick out the eCover I want to use. Now for these templates, it's a very thin template, so you want to use something without a spine. If you go ahead and pick something with a spine, it's going to wrap some of the text around the spine, which you don't want. If you want to avoid that, you can go ahead and save your thin eCover and then make it wider. You can do that in GIMP. So what I've done is I've already uploaded it, and then I picked it as a background, and then I just pull out the edges and allow that to just fit right in with the full graphic. So once I've done that, I just select it and continue. I click finalize, and then the process goes through to create that eCover that I did select. So I've done two here that I'll show you. The first one that's processing is just a stack of really thin magazine style, so that looks pretty good, and that could be something I would put on my website, put in an email, post it on Facebook, things like that. So you can use that eCover in a number of ways. And then of course, like I said, the graphic itself will go in the PDF document that this eCover is promoting. And so that was one selection I did, and then I also decided to use the paperback cover, which also doesn't have a spine. Then you just pull those edges out. Once that's done, you click the select and continue. That's right up top there. Once I've pulled the edges out to show the complete graphic, go up to the top, click select and continue. And then that loads up, and all I need to do is click finalize, and that will load as an eCover. Now the final thing that you do before you save it is click to make it transparent. I like to do that because then no matter where you pull it into, it's always going to be merged in with the background, so you don't have to worry about having this white box around it. Just click transparent, and then everything behind it becomes transparent. You save that as your eCover, and then you can use it wherever you like. So that is the quick and easy way to use those templates. Get them into GIMP, edit them in there. I know the sales page says you have to have Photoshop, but you don't. I have proven that. If you do have Photoshop, then great, because you can use some extra features like editing the fonts and things like that. So that's great if you do have it, but don't think that if you don't have that and you don't want to pay for, you know, the one-time fee or the monthly fee for Photoshop, that you can't use these. So that's it for this video, though it's Ecover Graphics Pro.